Yo, what up everyone? It's Michael here and I'm just going to do a quick little video. Look, we're looking at, this is the third day in a row. Man, fucking, I can't help it. But this is the third video and this is going to be the quickest video, okay? And it's just basically to say that, look, I came home after work today and I was absolutely exhausted. I laid in my bed, I was like, fuck it, maybe I won't go to the gym. I had to do legs. And for majority of people out there, it's always hardest to get off your ass. I mean, unless you're a girl, it's hardest to get off your ass and do legs. You know, guys want to do their chest and their shoulders and whatever. But I was like, you know what? I've got to do it. But, you know, I was laying on my bed and I was like, you know, I'll get the energy to, I'll motivate myself enough to, give myself enough of a push to get up and do it soon. I'm on Snapchat. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. Snapchat. Back to Facebook. Gmail, do I have any new emails? No. Anyway, I'm like, let's go! I screamed and jumped up. Before you know it, bag was packed. I was at the gym. I got to the gym and not only did I do a little pussy session like I thought I was gonna do, usually, after work, if it's a leg session, I'll just do some sleds and some barbell lunges or something. But I got there and I was like, fuck it, I'm doing 5x5 in squats. I'm doing power training today. And then I'm doing 3x5s in deadlifts, okay? I'm getting back into that shit because that stuff made me feel amazing, okay? So I smashed out the squats, asked the grass. I was really touching in on that mobility, making everything nice and opening up my hips. It's just awesome. Love such a massive benefit that people take for granted in a workout. If you use full range of motion, your mobility can be increased so much. It's just very important for you to use full range of motion. You don't have to do it all the time. Short reps are fine. They still build muscle, but to get the most use out of being a human, you want to be mobile. So I did that, and then I did my deadlifts, and then after that I did 4 sets of heavy calf raises as well because my calves are about this thin. So I did them and drank my post-workout shake, which was 3 grams of citrulline malate, which is a nitric oxide enhancer. So it literally just gets all the nutrients to your body a lot better. It gives you a little bit of a pump. 3 grams isn't enough to get a pump, a massive pump anyway. You should be, you can take around 6 to 8, but yeah, I only took that just to, promote a bit of recovery afterwards, along with some GABA to increase growth hormone and relax my central nervous system. So it's a perfect post-workout shake, especially if you're someone that deals with a lot of stress like myself, or is very anxious and overthinks, because GABA can actually counter that. Because after you train, your cortisol's raised, and that's how it is. You might feel good euphorically, or have good euphoria. Is euphorically a word? Should be. But you might have good euphoria afterwards, but your cortisol raises, and if you're anxious, they can sort of, it might turn into a bad thing later on. And it's been a problem of mine for the last couple of years. After I train, I'm happy, got the endorphins, and then all of a sudden I'm just like stressed for nothing. And yeah, I can't avoid any more hair loss. So here we are. So GABA is a lifesaver for me. Mixed with citrulline malate, it's going to pass the blood-brain barrier a lot easier, because GABA doesn't always do that for people. And that just means sometimes people take GABA and it doesn't work because it doesn't cross over to their brain. But most of our GABA receptors are in our stomach. Anyway, that's a video. Let me get scientific on that later. The start of these videos, I just want to keep it nice and simple for you. Look, my post-workout shake was 3 grams of citrulline malate and 1.5 grams of GABA. So I feel fantastic now. I'm home. I came home and had some rice and chicken, had a shower. I thought I'm going to talk to everyone before I go to bed. And yeah, I guess the point of this video was that, look, it's much easier to find an excuse to not train than it is to find an excuse to train. Because what do you think going to be like? You could think, oh yeah, I'm going to go train because I'm going to get bigger and stronger and feel good for a little bit and get a nice pump. But it's like, I don't want to train because I feel like shit after a day of work. It's like, yeah, well, I can just sleep, and that's way easier to do, and I get what I want straight away. I can just go to sleep now. I can just laze around. I can be a slob. I can put on Netflix and not have to think about anything, not have to exert any energy or put in any effort. And it's like, that's how we get weaker as a species. So species, I'm going to stick with species. All right. So that's how we get weaker as a species, where living the consumer lifestyle, like, on Netflix, shit food, I'm going to consume laziness, if that's even a thing. People lie down and they just sit there and they're like, I'll do it tomorrow. But one thing with me, You cannot waste days. I've wasted enough days in my life partying, drinking, taking all sorts of stuff and not training, being extremely, extremely underweight. And I made a change, I made a change in my life and I haven't looked back. It's been over 2 years now and I'm living the good life. So please don't let laziness overtake what you can become. Okay, discipline is important. You have to remind yourself that you need to do these things to be the best version of yourself. You're going to make yourself weaker by skipping these things. Okay, it's not supposed to be easy to work out. It's not supposed to be easy to get up and find the energy to go to the gym. That's what makes it fun. It's a challenge, you don't just get big easy, and whether you want to believe it or not, even you get on steroids, you don't get big easy. You have to work harder. So to get the results that you desire, you must put in the effort. And that's just like rule of thumb, isn't it? With anything, what you think you're just going to get, unless you're one lucky prick out there and you win the lotto, you are not going to get rich without putting in effort and putting your mind to good use. You're not going to get rich by watching Netflix. When you're rich, go ahead. When you have steady income, watch Netflix, be a lazy pig, whatever you want. The biggest thing that I would be happy about if I was rich would be I get to train 3 times a day. I get to do boxing in the morning, weights midday, and do some sort of cardio at night. And then I don't have to stress about other things, but I don't have the money or the freedom to be able to do that yet. So, it's just a little message of, or just a little reminder to everyone out there listening that if you do not feel like training, just remind yourself that it's not supposed to be easy, that it's supposed to be a challenge. And the more you battle your mind, the more you go against your mind and say, nah, fuck you, you're trying to tell me to be lazy, you're trying to tell me to give up on what I'm trying to achieve, I'm going to go do it. And then when you go do it, do you know how much better you feel afterwards? When I go and train and I've got like 20% of my max level of energy, after a big day or a big couple of days of work or something, I feel fantastic after. Like I really achieved something, because it's easy to train when you're motivated. You have motivation that day. It's easy to train. You're like, yeah, I'm a beast. And then afterwards, it's like, okay, that's done. What am I going to do next? But when you train after feeling like crap, you become stronger because you did it when it wasn't easy. Okay? And when you do things through hard times, that's when you build up true resilience and, you can just take on a lot more stress and just be a happier person. So keep that in mind. I hope you can all understand what I'm trying to say here. I know it's very easy to give up and but we need to have a rest and this and that. Yes, you rest on your rest days. But I'm talking about on the days that you're supposed to train and you knew in the morning when you wake up, I got to train tonight, go through with it, please. Promise me you'll go through with it. I want to hear it. I promise. That's what I want to hear. Beautiful. Okay? Train hard. Don't let your mind overtake you. It can be your worst enemy, but it can also be your best friend if you train it right. Have a good night, everyone.